Day 1, the virus appears in a major metropolis. The first infected attack people in a shopping mall in broad daylight. The police arrive on the scene. They don't understand what's happening. The infected aren't responding to commands. Bullets to the body don't stop them at all. The news shows chaotic footage. People flee in panic. Cameras capture the impossible. The dead rise and violently attack living passers-by. By evening, the infection has spread to 3 districts. Hospitals are overwhelmed with the bitten. Doctors don't know how to treat them. Patients die and rebel. The government declares a state of emergency. The army is deployed to the city. Checkpoints are set up, but it's too late for this metropolis. Day 2. The virus spreads to neighboring cities. Airports are closed, roads are blocked. Millions are trying to evacuate immediately by any means necessary. Massive traffic jams form on the highways. People abandon their cars and flee on foot. The infected pursue them. Highways quickly turn into graveyards. The military is trying to contain the spread. Firing lines are being set up. Soldiers are shooting at anything that moves. But there are already too many zombies. Families barricade themselves in their homes. Food supplies are panic buying. Stores are being looted in droves. Civility disappears completely within hours. People are hiding from the hordes in basements and attics. The neighbors' screams can be heard outside. Then silence. Then a knock on their own apartment doors. Day 3. Major cities fall one after another. Millions are dead or converted. The survivors flee desperately to the suburbs and countryside. Power goes out in most areas. Mobile phone service is overloaded. The last messages from loved ones are cut off mid-sentence. Contact with the outside world is lost. Government bunkers are being sealed. The elite are being evacuated by helicopter. Ordinary people are left to face the epidemic alone. The government is effectively no longer in existence. Week 1. Those who survived learn new rules. Silence means safety. Noise attracts death. Fire is visible from afar to enemies and the dead. Survivor groups are forming spontaneously everywhere. Neighbors band together to defend their homes. Strangers become allies. Trust is built on the need to act quickly. Grocery stores become battlefields. Every raid is risky. Zombies stand between the shelves inside. One mistake means death or permanent transformation. People learn to kill. Housewives use kitchen knives. Office workers pick up bats and axes. Children learn to remain silent and hide properly at all times. The first bites in groups cause panic. What to do with the infected? Isolate them? Kill them? Decisions are made quickly. Emotions often lose out to the logic of survival. Month 1. Hordes of zombies patrol the cities. They wander the streets aimlessly, attracted by any sound or movement. Their numbers grow steadily every day. The survivors adapt to the new reality. A daily routine is established. Surveillance, water collection, food search, security. Everyone plays a vital role in the group. Water is quickly becoming a critical issue. The water pipes aren't working. People are collecting rain. They're boiling river water. Diseases are killing people almost like zombies often. The first fortified settlements are appearing everywhere. Shopping centers are barricaded from the inside. Schools are being converted into fortresses. Farms are being securely surrounded by barbed wire fences. Communication between groups is established through messengers. The young and agile risk their lives to carry messages between settlements. Many do not return from these journeys. The first maps of safe zones are appearing. People are sharing information about zombie clusters, food supplies, and safe routes through infected areas. Weapons are becoming the currency of the new economy. Ammunition is worth more than gold. Crossbows are prized for their silence. Melee weapons are more accessible, but always more dangerous to use. 3 months pass. Winter approaches inexorably everywhere. The survivors understand. The cold will kill more than zombies. A frantic gathering of firewood and warm loathing begins. Groups organize expeditions into cities. They search for blankets, heaters, and warm clothing. Each raid is more dangerous than the last. Zombies never feel the cold. The first conflicts between people inevitably flare up. Resources are limited. One group attacks another. Survival justifies any action in the eyes of the now desperate. Gangs of marauders and robbers appear. They are worse than zombies for peaceful settlements. They kill for food. They take women by force. Some completely lose their humanity. But there's still hope. Some settlements remain civilized. They help travelers. They share resources. They believe that humanity is worth saving to the end. 6 months. Half of humanity is dead or turned. Major cities are completely dead zones. Millions of zombies roam the empty streets, searching for living flesh. Rural areas become the last refuge. Farms provide food. Open spaces make it possible to see threats. But defense is also more difficult without walls around them. The first large communities of survivors are forming. Hundreds of people are banding together. They are building walls from cars and containers. They are organizing a permanent defense around the entire perimeter. Within the communities, a semblance of society is being restored. Children attend makeshift schools. People marry. Children are born. Life continues stubbornly, despite the horror outside. But the threat remains ever present. Hordes of zombies regularly assault the walls. Each attack takes the lives of defenders. The number of survivors slowly dwindles with each passing day. Year 1. The survivors are now divided into categories. Nomads constantly on the move. Sedentary ones in fortifications. Solitary ones avoiding people. Bandits preying on the weak. Nomads follow the seasons and resources, never staying in one place for long. This is more dangerous, but it gives freedom. Zombies can't find them easily and consistently. The settled ones build real fortresses slowly. High walls of concrete and metal. Watchtowers at the corners. Agriculture within the perimeter for food. Loners trust no one else. They've seen betrayal. They've lost everyone close to them. They survive in ruins like ghosts. They're dangerous and unpredictable for everyone else. Bandits unite into bandits. They attack caravans, plunder settlements, enslave the weak. A new feudalism is quickly born from the ashes of the old world. Technology is deteriorating inexorably everywhere now. Fuel is running out. Cars are rusting. Electricity comes only from generators. Solar panels are worth their weight in gold. Medicine is being pushed back centuries. There are no antibiotics. A simple infection is fatal. Childbirth is dangerous. Surgery is primitive. Many people die from curable diseases now. Information is becoming invaluable everywhere now. Books on agriculture are more important than entertainment. Medical reference books save lives. Engineering knowledge builds fortifications correctly. Legends of safe zones begin to emerge. A zombie-free island, a mountain fortress, a military base. People set out to find these places. Most never return. 2 years. Nature is beginning to recover noticeably. Without people, forests are growing. Animals are multiplying. Cities are being overgrown with plants. The planet is gradually healing from humanity. But this makes survival difficult for those who remain. Roads are impassable. Buildings are crumbling. Nature is reclaiming its territory. Civilization is slowly disappearing beneath the greenery and rust. Zombies also change over time. Older zombies decay and become slower, but new infestations create fresh, swift undead. The threat never abates. Some zombies exhibit strange behavior. They hunt in packs. They use primitive tools. They learn to avoid traps. Evolution is constantly at work, even among the dead. The survivors are developing new tactics, spike traps in the ground, ditches filled with water, fire barriers. Any means are always justified against the undead hordes. Professional zombie hunters are emerging. They clear territories for a fee. They risk their lives daily. Respected, but few in number. Most die young and quickly. Trade between settlements is slowly recovering. Caravans travel along safe routes, exchanging food, weapons, and information. The economy is primitive, but still functional. 3 years. Children born after the epidemic are growing up. They don't remember the old world. For them, zombies are normal. They know only survival and fighting every day. Education is adapting to the new reality. They're teaching tracking, not math, not history, but battle tactics. Not literature, but how to grow food properly. The culture of the survivors is simplified and practicalized. Art almost disappears. Music is rare. Books are burned for warmth. Beauty gives way entirely to functionality. But the human spirit never dies. People tell stories around campfires, sing songs, draw on walls, love each other, hope for the best no matter what. Religion experiences a renaissance in times of crisis everywhere. People pray for salvation. They build temples from rubble. They believe in a divine plan. Faith gives strength when logic fails. Death cults are also emerging, dangerous ones. They worship zombies as deities. They consider the epidemic a cleansing. They sabotage the defenses of settlements from within. Sometimes they are more dangerous than the dead themselves. 4 years. The zombie population stabilizes roughly. There are fewer new infections. The old ones decompose. The balance between the living and the dead is established temporarily. Large communities begin a cautious expansion. They clear nearby territories, expand farmland, build outposts, slowly attempt to reclaim land from the dead. The first attempts to restore technology appear. Generators are repaired, radio communications are restored, simple tools are produced. The Industrial Revolution, on the contrary, is happening gradually. Communication between communities is improving noticeably. Radio networks connect settlements. News and warnings are exchanged. They coordinate actions against common threats, sometimes successfully. The semblance of new states is slowly forming. Community alliances, trade unions, military pacts. Politics is gradually and inevitably reborn from the ashes of the old world. But there is never any unity. Resources are limited. Conflicts are inevitable. Wars between people continue in parallel with the constant fight against zombies. 5 years. A new generation is entering adulthood. They are tougher than their predecessors. They know only struggle, never burdened by nostalgia for the old world. They're more effective fighters against zombies. They adapt more quickly, they don't hesitate to kill, but they're also perhaps less human. The line between survival and cruelty blurs. The older generation tries to pass on values. They talk about the world before the epidemic, about science, art, morality, but the youth listen politely and then go off to kill the dead. Demography is becoming a critical issue everywhere. Mortality is high, birth rates are low, humanity is slowly dying out. Every child is worth its weight in gold now. Women are becoming the most valuable resource. They are protected more carefully. They are sometimes forced to bear children. Rights are fading in the face of the imperatives of the survival of the human species. Industrial food farms are appearing. Greenhouses are behind walls. Hydroponics is in bunkers. Livestock is under protection. Hunger is receding slightly in large communities. 6 years, human-controlled territory is expanding. Zombies are being driven into necropolis cities. The countryside is slowly and stubbornly returning to living control. But cities remain dead zones, millions of zombies inside, too dangerous to clear, easier to avoid. Ruins become tombs of civilization, perhaps forever. Expeditions to cities are rare and dangerous. They search for medicines, technologies, and books. Every expedition loses people, but the rewards are sometimes worth the risk. Knowledge is invaluable for rebuilding society. Legends of other surviving groups appear, on other continents, on islands, in the mountains, but there is no connection. Each group believes they are the last people. 7 years. The first attempts to organize a major offensive. The combined forces of the communities attack the cities. The goal is to recapture industrial facilities and warehouses of vital resources. The operations are always large-scale and bloody. Thousands of zombies against hundreds of humans. The losses are enormous, but sometimes they succeed. Factories return. Production is partially restored, albeit slowly. The technological level begins to rise again. Simple machines operate, producing weapons and tools. Mechanics become the elite of society. Their knowledge is worth their weight in lives. Medicine is making breakthroughs in understanding the virus.
Look at that.
Infected people are being studied.
Working.
A cure or
We have
vaccine is
hope.
being sought. Progress is slow, Resources are scarce, but hope for a cure remains stubborn. 8 years. Humanity has stopped simply surviving. It's starting to live again. Holidays are returning, music is playing, children are laughing, life is gradually conquering death everywhere. Schools teach more than just survival. Science is being revived, history is being studied, mathematics is being taught. The old world is not forgotten. The new generation is learning from the mistakes of the past. Art is slowly being revived everywhere too. Paintings on community walls, sculptures made from scrap metal, theaters in fortifications. Humanity is gradually returning, along with security. But the threat hasn't completely disappeared. Zombies are still out there. Hordes roam the wastelands, attacking rarely but deadly. Vigilance is always and forever necessary. 9 years. Ideas for restoring the government are emerging. Communal elections, representative councils, laws are being rewritten. Democracy is being revived in a simplified form. Not everyone agrees with this direction. Some leaders become tyrants. Military dictatorship is more convenient than democracy. Old disputes over power are quickly revived in the new world. Conflicts between communities inevitably intensify. For resources, for territory, for ideology, humanity is at war with itself, even in the face of extinction. History repeats itself. 10 years, a decade after the epidemic passes. The survivors look back. Half of humanity is dead. Civilization is in ruins. But life stubbornly goes on everywhere. 10-year-olds don't remember the old world at all. It's normal for them. Walls and zombies, guns and guard duty. This is their reality, the only one they've ever known. Old people talk about how it was. Cities with lights, cars on the roads, internet and television. It sounds like a fairy tale, unbelievable for young people now. Technology continues to recover slowly everywhere. Electricity is constant in large communities. Radio communication between settlements has been established. Simple industry is partially functioning again. Medicine is finally achieving a major breakthrough. An experimental vaccine against the virus is being developed and tested on volunteers. The results are encouraging. Hopes for victory are growing. 15 years, a decade and a half after the epidemic. Humanity isn't just surviving, it's slowly recovering. The population is growing, territory is expanding, a future is possible again. Major cities are beginning to be systematically cleansed. Armies of the living are entering the dead zones, block by block, building by building. The work, decades in the making, has already begun. Plans are emerging to restore vital infrastructure, power plants, water pipes, roads. It's impossible now, but the goal has been set. Generations will work on this for a long time. Culture is experiencing a true renaissance everywhere. Books are being copied by hand. Schools are opening everywhere. Universities are being founded. Knowledge is finally becoming a priority again. Religion and science find balance. Faith gives hope. Science provides solutions. Together, they slowly lead humanity forward from darkness to light. 20 years, 2 decades after the end of the old world, a new world is clearly taking shape. Different from before, tougher, more practical, but alive. The vaccine is being distributed widely among communities. It's 70% effective. Not perfect, but sufficient. New infections are almost stopping. The epidemic is finally under control. The zombie population is naturally declining everywhere. The old ones are completely decomposing. There are no new ones. Within a generation, they will disappear. The threat is gradually receding into the past forever. Humanity looks to the future cautiously. The trauma is deep, the memory is painful, but hope remains. Life goes on. Civilization is recovering. The end of the world has not yet come to an end. Children are born in relative safety. They grow up knowing the history of the epidemic. They learn to avoid repeating its mistakes. They build a world better than the one before the disaster. 30 years. A third of a century has passed since the epidemic. The old world is forgotten. The new world is becoming the norm. Humanity has adapted and survived despite all the horrors. Major cities are now partially restored. Living neighborhoods amidst the ruins. Life is returning where there was death. Symbolic and practical at the same time for everyone. Trade between regions is flourishing. Roads are patrolled, caravans are relatively safe. The economy is growing. Prosperity is improving slowly but surely everywhere. The first attempts to unite regions are emerging. Federations of communities, confederations of territories, new states are emerging. Not like the old ones, but with similar power structures. 50 years, half a century after the epidemic is coming to an end. The generation of survivors. Lives and dies. Their stories become legends for the grandchildren of those who listen. The world has been restored to 30% of its pre-war level. Industry is functioning, agriculture is efficient, medicine is modern, technology is advancing rapidly again everywhere. Zombies remain only in the most remote ruins, few in number and safe. Hunters find them for museums, a reminder of what was once terrifying. Humanity survived. Not as it was. Fewer in numbers, more modest in ambition, but alive, learned, ready to build the future on the lessons of the past forever. 100 years, the century after the epidemic ends completely. No one alive remembers the old world. History in books, ruins in museums, memory in the genes of the survivors. A new civilization is finally flourishing everywhere. Cities have been rebuilt. Science is advancing. Art is flourishing. Humanity has returned, but has grown wiser through immense suffering. The epidemic is a warning to future generations about the fragility of civilization, about the importance of preparation, about the strength of the human spirit. A lesson learned through blood and tears forever. And life goes on everywhere. Children play, old people tell stories, people love and dream. The zombie apocalypse is behind us. Ahead lies only the endless and open future.